Hello students, we will be talking about discussion, which is the last section of your IMRD research paper. This is once again the organization of your paper, Introduction, Method, Result, and Discussion. And sometimes you will be asked to write abstract or conclusion. Depending on the requirement of the journal, or depending on what your class teachers require you to do, you would write your research paper maybe slightly different. Results, discussion, conclusion, in some cases they can be written together, and in other cases they can be written separately. Sometimes results and discussion are combined into one section. Sometimes conclusion and discussion are combined into one section. For the purpose of your report, you will be writing discussion and conclusion as one section together. What do you need to include in your discussion? Okay. We have explained previously that all sections of the research paper need to connect with each other so that they kind of interact holistically. However, each section need to be independent as well. So that means any reader could pick up your research paper, start reading from your discussion section, and still understand what your research is about. In order to do that, we would start your discussion once again with the purpose, focus of your study and what you did, followed by the hypothesis if you had one. Okay. After that, you will start to interpret your results. However, before you interpret your results, sometimes it's very nice to briefly introduce your main results again. This is because we do not assume our readers to remember what they have read in the result section. So by gently giving hints, okay, in this case, a summary of the main results to the readers, it makes the paper easier to comprehend for them. You will also refer your discussion to past research. Okay, by making references to past studies, we add strength to the paper we are writing. Okay. Layout of discussion. In the introduction, we move from general to specific. In the discussion section, we go the other way around. We start from specific, okay, which is your results, and then we take it back to general, and hopefully at the end of the paper, we could argue for some general implications. Okay, what do your results mean for people in general? Okay, for example, what do your results mean for all the students at maybe Osaka University? Okay, some sort of general implications. The purpose of discussion section is, of course, to discuss your main results. Okay, if you have an hypothesis, okay, you would probably start by discussing whether or not your hypothesis is correct or not. Okay, so basically what are your results, what you predicted, yes or no. Okay. And then you could also discuss any other interesting and outstanding results that you want to talk about, which you would already have highlighted and prepare them in the results section. So the results section is a preparation for discussion. You would also want to relate your study to previous studies. The reason of relating your study to previous studies is that we want to make our argument strong and reliable. so that by referring to previous studies, for example, similar to study A, the present study also found that such and such, or unlike study C, the present study found such and such. You will then try to propose reasons for your result. Why do you think things happen this way? Okay, so similar to study A, the present study found that factor Y had influence on factor X because of something. Okay, and that factor X increased because such and such. Okay, therefore it is considered that such and such. So this is where we need to borrow the knowledge of previous literature, because by referring to previous literature, it makes reasoning much easier. However, for young writers, it's very difficult to come up with the reasons because we are no expert in our field. So I would recommend students to have a look at the literature, but if you find it difficult to refer back to literature, also don't push yourself into it. Have a go and see if you can do it. If you can't do it, that's fine as well. Limitations, okay? What were some problems in your study? Okay, my study had these problems because such and such. And then future research, okay? If you were going to conduct your research again, what would you do? How would you change your design? Or what suggestions would you give for researchers who want to conduct similar research in the future? Contribution of your study, you could say that my study would help future students of Osaka University to make more sensible decisions with using money, okay? Things like be just suggestions of how your study could contribute to others. References, there are lots of different referencing styles. For the purpose of this report, use APA referencing. If you're not sure, check internet. Here we start with the family name, okay, comma, abbreviation of first name, okay, bracket, year of publication, and a bracket, full stop. Then the title of the book in italic, followed by the place of publication, and then also the publisher's name. Okay, referencing is not difficult. Check Google, and so that they can give you very specific step-by-step. Appendix is where we add the extra information. So if you have extra information that you want to include into your research paper, usually a questionnaire, you will include this as appendix at the end of your research paper after references. Okay, students, I hope today's lecture notes are helpful, and you are almost there with your report writing.